What's going on? What's going on? This is David with Capture the World. So I wanted to make a video about my predictions for the Dreamville lineup. Um, as y'all saw, they made a post earlier this week that they're going to be announcing the lineup next Monday. So they made an announcement to make an announcement. And this is like the same formula that they used like the last 2 years. They'll make a post announcing that they're going to be announcing the lineup a week after they made that announcement post. So yeah, man. So we gotta wait till Monday to see the full lineup, and this is like the latest that they've ever dropped the lineup. I don't know what took so long this time. By it being like the fifth and final Dreamville Fest. In my opinion, I thought they were going to drop the lineup a lot earlier than what they are going to do now. But either way, man, I'm excited to be going to Dreamville Fest this year. This is my fourth Dreamville in a row. I didn't go to the first one, but I went to the last four Dreamville Fest. And as you can see, I got my Dreamville hat on, man. Try to get in the spirit of, going to Dreamville Fest, man. So I'm going to be giving my lineup predictions, and I have like a list behind the camera. So throughout the video, I'm going to be like looking up at my list. So like right now, my three categories are going to be like people I know that are going to be confirmed coming to Dreamville Fest already. And then I have like my non-headliners who I think might come. And then my third section is going to be the people that I think are going to headline the festival, or people that they should consider in being a headliner. So one artist I know that is coming for sure is Glorilla. She is going on her Glorious tour, and Dreamville Fest is one of her tour dates. So that's good to see, man. For those that went in 2023, she was on the lineup back then, and but she didn't show up to her set, and then Drake had to bring her out later that night. So hopefully this time she can come to her set time in time, and she's like put out a lot of music since then. So I'm very excited to see her. All right, so it's going to be obvious that all the Dreamville artists are going to be performing at the Dreamville Fest. But one artist in particular that I am concerned that I'm not sure if she's going to be performing is Ari Lennox. And the reason I say that is because, she never came to Dreamville Fest last year. And I know she's been having like some, some things going on with her label. I'm not even sure if she's still on Dreamville or not. Y'all let me know in the comments if that is true. But I know she's been having like some, difficulty with her record label. And like I said, I know she didn't perform at Dreamville Fest last year. I just hope that she does perform at the fifth and final Dreamville Fest. And obviously you got JID. I think he's gonna be dropping an album soon. So hopefully he drops that before Dreamville Fest. And hopefully we get like a Revenge of the Dreamers Part 4. It's been like speculation that Cole is gonna be dropping The Fall Off before the festival. So hopefully we can maybe get that, or maybe get like a Might Delete Later Part 2. So yeah, man. So we know that obviously the Dreamville artists are coming, and hopefully Ari Lennox will perform as well. All right, so let's move on to my predictions for the non-headliners for Dreamville Fest. I have a list behind me, posted on my wall. So I'm going to be like looking up at the camera, so don't mind me. It's just me looking up at the people that I wrote down on my list. So for my non-headliners, I'm gonna go with like the people that I think will be like R&B artists that could possibly be on the Dreamville lineup. For those that came to Dreamville last year or previous years, you always know that they always have like a couple of R&B artists. I know they had like Usher, Mario, Jesse Reyes, Ari Lennox, of course. I'm trying to think who else. A whole bunch of different R&B artists. So my predictions for that this year would be Leon Thomas. Leon Thomas, obviously, everybody knows him from Nickelodeon. But he just dropped the album last year called Mutt, I believe. I know he got the song called Mutt, but I think the album is called Mutt as well. But that's like a phenomenal album. From start to finish, man, he did his thing on that album. So it would be cool to to see him on the lineup. Also, Brent Fayez, like that would be a great vibe for the festival. I also got Smino. I want to say Cole has a song with Smino. So I also have Solange as a possibility. Solange, I haven't seen her like perform at any festivals lately. She hasn't even dropped music in a long time, so that might be a long shot, but Solange, I think she'll be like a good addition to the festival. I also got Janae Aiko, that can be like a possibility. And I know that Dreamville always puts like a Afrobeats artist on the festival. So like an artist that they can put on the lineup this year for that can be Tyler or Tim's. Both are phenomenal artists, so that would be like a great addition. That would be great. Also, Tommy Richmond, he had like a couple of hit songs last year, so that might be somebody they can throw up there. So this might be a long shot as well, but maybe Party Next Door. I don't see Drake making an appearance, but the fact that Party Next Door and Drake dropped a collab album, maybe Party Next Door can be in addition as far as like an R&B artist added to the lineup. So hip hop artists that I think Dreamville could possibly have on the lineup this year could be Big X The Plug, Don Toliver, Gunna, Young Nudy, Cash Cobain, Lotto, Bossman D-Lo, Doechii. She's had an amazing year last year and this year so far. Corday, Offset or Quavo. I seen both of them like be featured on different festival lineups last year. Another artist could be Big Sean. I know Big Sean came to the first Dreamville Fest, and it would be cool to see him come for the 5th and final Dreamville Fest. Also, the Baby and Rhapsody possibly, since both of them are from North Carolina. J. Cole is from North Carolina and the festival is in North Carolina, so I think it's only right to have like some North Carolina artists on the lineup. So Dreamville also adds like a throwback artist to the lineup every year. For example, like they had T-Pain one year, and another year they had Waka Flocka. So an example of who I think they can bring, in relation to that could be 2 Chainz, maybe Gucci Mane, maybe Lil Jon, man. That was definitely during my childhood, and I think definitely I think Lil Jon could get the crowd hype. And also like Wiz Khalifa. I know Wiz Khalifa came already like maybe 2 years ago, but I know that he is on the remix of Clouds with J. Cole, so I can possibly see him maybe being added to the lineup as well. All right, y'all. My predictions for the headliners for Dreamville Fest. The heavy hitters, man. We all are excited to see who was going to headline the 5th and final Dreamville Fest. I know last year they did like a co-headliner thing. They had Chris Brown and SZA on night 1, but Chris Brown dropped out last minute and they had to replace him with 50 Cent. And then on night 2 we had Nicki Minaj and J. Cole. So I think they're going to do the same thing this year and have like 2 headliners on both nights. So people that I think they can have as a headliner could be The Weeknd. You can call him a pop artist or R&B artist, but I think he would be a phenomenal artist to have as a headliner. Tyler the Creator, maybe. He's definitely a big artist these days. And for me, I would hope they would add Future to the lineup as a headliner. I know Future was a part of, what happened with the, Drake and Kendrick beef, and y'all know what happened, man. And then J. Cole got caught up in the mix, man. But I still think Future would be a good addition as a headliner. And this is another artist I hope they can add as a headliner. Travis Scott, man. He might be like one of the biggest hip hop artists on the planet. He is definitely a hype artist. Gets the crowd real hype, man. I think Dreamville can go out with a bang to have Travis Scott as a headliner. And, he can possibly perform the London with J. Cole. J. Cole might bring him out to perform that song. But Travis Scott definitely hope they can add him to the lineup as a headliner. And maybe 21 Savage, if they don't get Future or Travis Scott, maybe 21 Savage. Obviously, he has that song with J. Cole called A Lot. They won a Grammy off that song. I want to say 21 Savage came to the first Dreamville Fest. But obviously, 21 Savage came a long way in his career, and, he's put out a lot of hits since then. So, and I think he can headline a show on his own these days. And then another artist could be Chris Brown, because he was supposed to come last year, and for some reason he dropped out. So hopefully, if they don't get Future or if they don't get The Weeknd per se, they can maybe put Chris Brown on the lineup again to kind of run that back, man, get him back on the lineup and see what he can do. Oh, well, I already know what he can do, but just get him on the lineup. And then these people that I'm about to name might be a long shot, man. Might be a long shot. But I've heard a lot of rumors that these people could come, or this is why like Dreamville was taking so long to put the lineup out. So the first artist is Beyonce. Like I said, long shot, but Cole, signed to Roc Nation. Obviously, Jay-Z gave him his, that he gave him a shot, and we have the J. Cole we have today because of Jay-Z. And so maybe he might have talked to Jay-Z and was like, hey man, I need Beyonce, man. This is the last Dreamville Fest. I gotta have a big name. So long shot, but never know. And then speaking of Jay-Z, maybe Jay-Z. Obviously, Jay-Z is the person that signed J. Cole. And I know when J. Cole did his tour for 2014 Forest Hills Drive, I think he did like a documentary, and he did a show in Fayetteville, and then Jay-Z, made a surprise appearance. So like if Jay-Z isn't like a headliner, maybe J. Cole might bring Jay-Z out as like a guest, or like a surprise guest or something like that. And then Post Malone, I know his newer music isn't really like the type of music for Dreamville Fest these days. But maybe his older music, he can perform that. But like I said, that's a long shot for me in my opinion. Playboi Carti, I know Playboi Carti has some rowdy fans. I think his fans are more rowdy than Travis Scott fans. But I know like Rolling Loud always gets Playboi Carti. But I think that's a long shot too. I think he's not really the audience for Dreamville, but I don't think it's really like that far of a long shot. But yeah, man, so these artists, and the last artist that people are saying that might come is Kendrick. And people might say, why would Cole invite Kendrick after all that happened last year? But I think he really wants to make amends with Kendrick. And for me, man, I think it's a possibility, man. As long as he don't perform Not Like Us, that might be like part of the contract. Like, hey, don't do Not Like Us, man. Just do everything else besides Not Like Us. So yeah, those were my predictions for the upcoming Dreamville Fest lineup reveal. I also forgot to mention Meg Thee Stallion. She can definitely be a headliner as well. But yeah, man, if you like this type of content, man, feel free to share this video. Feel free to subscribe. That definitely helps me with the algorithm. And also let me know if you're going to Dreamville Fest, man. Let me know if you're going in the comments, and let me know who you want to see on the lineup. I'm also going to be making a video as far as how to prepare for Dreamville Fest. So, stay tuned for that video coming. And until then, man, I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.